From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
March Madness unfortunately turned into March Sadness as UNC's Final Four hopes got wiped away in the Sweet 16.
But as the saying goes, don't be sad that it's over, be happy that it happened, because UNC basketball put themselves back on the map this season. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Joshua Dolgoff.
And I'm Bella Geskos. Thanks for joining us. On Thursday night, Carolina faced number 4 Alabama, looking to further their run with a chance at the Elite Eight. It was raining threes for the Tar Heels as they sank 10 shots from behind the arc during the first half. Elliot Cadeau and Seth Trimble each had a pair, while Cormac Ryan was cooking on the court, going 4 of 5 from three-point range. UNC went on an 11-2 run to finish the half up by 8. Opening the second half, the Tide came in fast, going on a run and taking the lead. The fast-paced gameplay led to 13 ties and 12 lead changes, despite Armando Bacot tallying his 87th career double-double. The 4 Tar Heels scoring in double digits, and the Sweet 16 wasn't so sweet for the Heels as they suffered a heartbreaking defeat, 89-87.
Incredible for this team. He's done stuff that's never been done before. He's one of the greatest Tar Heels of all time, and for anybody to come and say anything negative about RJ is unacceptable, and I'm gonna just say that.
So Josh, what went wrong for the Tar Heels?
Well, looking big picture, RJ Davis clearly did not have his best game. 4 of 20 from the field, 0 of 9 from three-point range. I really think Bama's length defensively bothered him, throwing Rylan Griffin on him especially. But on the other side, Grant Nelson really just took over down the stretch. 12 points in the last 5 minutes. He proved to be a matchup nightmare for the Heels in crunch time, but at the end of the day, it's tough to win a game when your best player has that poor of a shooting night.
Questionable shot decisions and questionable shooters were no April Fool's joke. Let's go to our men's basketball analyst, Aman Patel. Aman, break it down for us. What happened?
Man, it was just an unfortunate way to go out. I think we were all stunned. I was at a friend's place, and we were just quiet for an hour after that game. I mean, Carolina had an awful half of basketball, but still, you were up 3 with 90 seconds to go. Let's take a look at those 90 seconds to see what went wrong. Right, we're going to start at the top of the key here, and we're going to start with Mark Sears. He's going to go and drive through, and this is a Gortat screen. You're going to see it right there that the screen comes through, and then he shields off Armando Bacot from affecting the play. They're able to get an easy bucket. And then, but if you're Carolina, there's no reason to panic because you're up 1 with 1:11 to go. There's plenty of opportunity to still win this game. You got to make a play, though. Let's take a look here. You're going to see it. RJ Davis sets the screen. He goes off the screen. Jalen Withers gets the ball. But right here, this is the moment where everything went wrong for Carolina. Jalen Withers, there's 15 seconds on that shot clock. There's no reason to take this shot. Because now you take the shot and miss. Alabama gets the ball with 1 minute to go. What should have happened? You should have taken this down to 5 seconds, and then they only get 40 seconds remaining in that shot clock. Instead, he misses. They get the ball, and now they get 1 minute to try to cut into this lead and take it. Well, what does Nate Oates do on this next possession? We already saw the screen and the Gortat version of it. This time, they're going to set the screen, slips down, and it's Jalen Withers again. Where are you? You have to rotate over. You know they're going to hedge hard. Instead of rotating over, they're going to get this easy look inside, and they're going to finish with this and one. Take a look at this here. Jalen Withers should have been there. Instead, fouls them. They get the and one. They take the lead. And once they got the lead, well, Alabama never looked back.
Aman, I want you to put your coaching cap on, and what play would you have ran instead of that Jalen Withers?
Well, for me, as soon as you get the ball into the front court, I think you got to call timeout. Elliot Cadeau has to come into the game for me. Paxton Wojcik can't be the answer. Because if Elliot Cadeau's in the game, it now allows your offense to run through him. And RJ Davis, they're hedging him hard. He gets an opportunity to run through and around. Instead of having 2 defenders stopping him at the three-point line, he gets to go downhill. I think that, to me, is the better answer. Instead, they just got 2 bad looks.
And Aman, this team is losing a lot of pieces this season. Armando Bacot's gone. Cormac Ryan's gone. RJ Davis likely gone as well. What are we looking at for next season?
Well, for me, I'm looking right at Hubert Davis. I think it's an evaluation year for Hubert. The guys left coaching in the tournament. Who are those guys? It's guys like Nate Oates and Dan Hurley. These are just offensive geniuses. They have sets at the end of games that they can run and go to. Hubert Davis doesn't. He's made good defensive adjustments, but to win in college basketball, you have to make those offensive adjustments. And unless he continues to make that in a post-Mondo and a post-RJ era, I think he might be on his way out.
Tough way to go out. Thanks, Amon.
3 former members of the UNC football team are headed to the NFL. Danny Hart was there to watch them show how valuable they can be at the next level.
Carolina football's NFL Pro Day is a highly anticipated event where aspiring football stars demonstrate their talents in front of NFL scouts and coaches. The event, which took place in Bill Coleman Practice Complex, drew attention from NFL teams nationwide and featured a series of drills and workouts to assess the prospects' abilities and potential.
We're glad you're here. We're proud of our guys. These guys are great.
All 32 teams are represented at the Tar Heel Showcase, with at least 5 NFL linebacker coaches in attendance, including the Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Steelers, Minnesota Vikings, New York Giants, and Cincinnati Bengals there to watch linebacker Cedric Gray.
Yeah, so next steps, just continue to meet with teams, have intelligent football conversations, stay in shape, obviously getting football ready for rookie minicamp, and just prepare for the draft, see wherever it takes us.
But without a doubt, the star of the show was UNC's QB1 Drake May. Since May did not throw at the NFL Combine earlier this year, all eyes were on him during position drills. May's workout featured around 70 throws with everything from quick passes to timing routes, deep throws, and red end zone work.
Yeah, I think I can throw it deep with the best of them, so I wanted to show that. I think every deep ball I think was completed, so that was the goal. Some of the intermediate ones I wish I had back, but that happens.
May, along with Cedric Gray and wide receiver Tez Walker, are expected to do well at the upcoming NFL Draft, which is scheduled to be held from April 25th to the 27th. I'm Danny Hart, reporting.
The draft starts on April 25th. Expect to hear those 3 names early.
The Diamond Heels started a 3-game series at Wake Forest on Friday. Sophomore Casey Cook hit a dinger straight out of the gate to right center field at the top of the first. Carolina was loving the fastball pitches by the Deacons, including this drive to left field by senior Parks Harbor, which put the Heels up 2-1. Senior Colby Wilkerson capped the Heels scoring at 6 with a switch-up drill to right field, his first of the year. And at the bottom of the 9th, a bases-loaded at-bat to win the game for Wake was no match for sophomore Dalton Pence, who struck out the Deacons and protected the Heels' win 6-5.
Saturday brought even more of a show for the Heels, who were led by Harbor with his historic 3 homers of the night, including this center slice to put UNC up 2-0 in the 4th. Almost like deja vu, Harbor again launches another homer on 2 strikes with this insane swing to right center, making the score 5-3 Carolina. At the top of the 8th, freshman Luke Stevenson swung at a high ball to right field over the fence for another Carolina home run. An impressive hitting night clinched a 10-6 win for the Tar Heels, securing the series win.
Sunday's final matchup against Wake was nothing short of a home run. In the top of the 5th inning, Alberto Osuna sends one out of the park, scoring 3 runs, putting the Heels up 5-2. After the Deacons brought 5 across the 5th and 6th innings to take the lead, the Heels batted back. Luke Stevenson and Casey Cook both delivered homers to take the lead once again, and after another tie, Stevenson hits his second 3-run bomb, followed by a solo shot from Gavin Gallagher. The Heels tallied 6 home runs in the game and 14 during the weekend, finishing the series sweep, winning 14-10. It's time to bring out the brooms in Deektown, and since those Demon Deacon pitchers had a tough time against UNC's high-powered offense, I'm making a call to our bullpen. Let's go to Daly on the diamond with our closer, Caroline Daly, to break down how the Heels hit it out of the park against Wake Forest. Caroline?
Joshua, the Diamond Heels are one of the hottest teams in college baseball right now. And against Wake Forest, they were led by the 3-headed monster of Casey Cook, Parks Harbor, and Luke Stevenson. They did a great job hitting a variety of pitches over the wall. The first game was Casey let him Cook's game, hitting 2 of the team's 4 home runs. On this 3-2 count, Cook capitalizes on this fastball down the middle and crushes this ball to deep center field for the early 1-0 lead. On this next at bat, he's going to get a breaking ball, and that is going to curve down and inside, and he's going to rocket a 3-run homer to right field to give the Heels the 5-1 lead. Then in the second game, it was Parks Harbor's game. All 3 of his home runs came off of different pitches. The first one is a curveball. Second one is a low slider, and the third one is a fastball right down the middle. But what was one thing that all of these at-bats had in common? In all three of them, Harbor had 2 strikes in the count. This was the first 3-homer game of Harbor's career and the first by a Tar Heel in 22 years. But when the game was on the line, it was catcher Luke Stevenson who stepped up to the plate and delivered. In Saturday's game, Stevenson hits a 3-run shot in the top of the 8th to put the Heels up 8-4 and clinch the series against Wake. Then, in yesterday's game, he secured the series sweep. The game is tied 10-10, and Stevenson barrels the go-ahead 3-run homer to make it 13-10. The trio had 19 of the 28 RBIs in the series and 10 of the 14 home runs. And this is what makes the Heels dangerous. Joshua?
Caroline, the Heels were whipping up a masterpiece at the plate, and the pitchers were serving up some strikes on the mound as well. Who were the pitchers who really stood out to you to contain Wake's offense?
Joshua, on Friday, Folger Boaz earned his first ACC win, striking out 5 in 5 2/3 innings pitched. Then on Sunday, Matthew Mateus earned his NCAA leading 11th win in his 2 innings pitched. Looks like those two were the main chefs in the kitchen this weekend.
3 W's were on the menu, and that's exactly what Scott Forbes ordered. Hopefully they can keep that same recipe going into this week. Thanks, Caroline.
Whether it's Jump Around or Can't Be Touched, Tar Heel fans are no stranger to the impact that music can have on sporting events. Spencer Haskell sat down with the members of the Carolina baseball team to discuss their walk-up music and what it means to them.
Take in a game at the Bosch this spring, and you'll find that each Diamond Heel has his own unique walk-up song.
Thank God I'm a country boy, John Denver.
Waiting for the Thunder by Blackberry Smoke.
Pooh Shiesty, so Icy Boys too.
Most fans know walk-up songs for their ability to spark the crowd. But to players like senior Colby Wilkerson, however, the songs often have special meanings.
It's a good song, it's country, it talks about where I'm from, who I believe in. So it gives you the whole background of Colby Wilkerson pretty much in 15 seconds.
For others, like freshman outfielder Caleb Cost, the reasoning is simple.
I really just like the beat. I like the intro. I don't really like the song too much, but I like the beat. Goes well. I like the chains and the ice.
Tar Heel pitchers like Ben Peterson, however, face a unique struggle when it comes to choosing their walk-up songs.
As a pitcher, I get 2.5 minutes. I have to have 2.5 minutes of a good song, whereas for hitters, they get like 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds. So I had to you have to pick one that will keep guys engaged, keep people engaged for a longer time than just having a good segment of one.
Listen to the walk-up songs, and you'll probably learn something about the players who chose them. I'm Spencer Haskell, reporting.
You can see the Diamond Heels and hear their walk-up songs for yourself when they return to the Bosch Friday, April 12th to take on Notre Dame.
North Carolina softball took on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at home Thursday in the series opener that kicked off the long weekend. The Heels were down by 1, then momentum picked up at the bottom of the 5th when junior Carly Myrtle started a 2-out rally. The Carolina lineup loaded the bases, and a hit from senior Skylar Brooks brought in 2 runs. This began a pattern of 2-out rallies, which earned Carolina another 6 runs throughout the game. Pressure makes diamonds, and Carolina made several. The Heels win 8-1.
In Game 2, Bailey McCachran worked out of a jam early, highlighted by this filthy strikeout, and the Tar Heels got on the board in the bottom of the 1st with the sac fly from Sana Thompson. After the Fighting Irish tied the game up in the 2nd, they took the lead with a solo shot by Rachel Allen in the 4th. The Heels quickly tied it up thanks to a Carly Myrtle RBI single, but Notre Dame answered with a 6th spot in the 5th inning, this bomb by Jane Cronenberger. While Isabel Emmerling blasted a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th, UNC couldn't keep it up offensively as they fell 10-5.
After splitting the first 2 games, the Heels needed a win on Saturday to take the series over the Irish. Carolina was held scoreless until Lexi Godwin hit a 2 RBI single to tie the game in the bottom of the 4th. Alex Coleman then gives the Heels an edge, batting in another run. By the top of the 6th, Notre Dame has scored again, evening out the game. Freshman pitcher Nikki Harris entered the circle for the first time in the top of the 7th, earning a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Heels. With 1 runner on base, designated hitter Carly Myrtle pounds the ball over the left fielder's head, scoring in the final run, walking off the game to clinch the series with a 4-5 7-3 victory.
The UNC men's swimming team has finished off the 2023-2024 season. At the NCAA championship meet, Carolina finished 33rd overall. Alex Hart had the best diving performance, finishing 10th in the 3-meter springboard, and the 800 freestyle relay finished 16th.
The 13th ranked UNC women's lacrosse team made the trip up to Massachusetts to take on number 4 Boston College on Saturday. The momentum was on the heel side in the first quarter. Alyssa Long struck first, followed by a pair from Darcy Felter in just 3 minutes. The Eagles answered with 3 goals of their own, eventually ending the half ahead 8-5. Long made it a hat trick to start the second half before Caroline Godin got UNC within 1. Again, Boston College fought back with 4 more goals. The Heels had 3 of the last 4 goals of the game, but it wasn't enough to overcome the Eagles' lead. UNC fell 18-12. To break down this loss, I'm here with women's lacrosse analyst Caroline Routh inside the crease. Caroline, talk to me about this game.
Joshua, statistically, the Heels could have had this one. They won 2/3 of the draws, went 10 for 10 on clears, and held Rachel Clark, the ACC's leading scorer, to only 2 shots the entire game.
Sounds like a winning formula for the Heels, so what went wrong?
Well, when it came down to it, Boston College just played smarter. Now, I'm going to watch a play here, and when I pause it, I want you to tell me exactly what you see.
I'm seeing that there's a double team here on this Boston College attacker. I'm assuming that this attacker that slips down, you probably have a short pass to her. Emily Knowles presses up and hopefully get a stop.
Right, so that's exactly it. Right here, Boston College, they do a draw and dump. It's a classic move in lacrosse. So this attacker is going to drive in and free up this player. But Emily Knowles, she's a smart defender, right? So she's going to slide up and cover that. Well, Boston College, they're going to think 2 steps ahead, and they're going to hit this next pass for an easy goal. Game recognizes game. A draw and dump against UNC would be too simple. Boston College outsmarted and outplayed us on that one.
And between those looks and Stella Harrison making only 5 stops between the pipes, I can see how their offense ran it up on the scoreboard. But on the flip side, how did the UNC's offense look?
Well, offensively, the Tar Heels had a stronger showing. Here, we're going to see a play by Darcy Felter. She's going to catch it, and look, she's got a lot of space, a wide open angle to the goal. Well, she's going to take that shot and rip it in from far. But Joshua, if you're BC defense, how do you adjust to Felter's play style?
Well, seeing her just rip a right-handed shot, you probably want to push her kind of to the outside. Ideally, you get her to her weak hand on the left side. You probably want to get her here. If she's going right, probably there. But by no means, you can't let her get to the middle and give her that good of an angle.
Well, that's exactly right. Here we're going to see Darcy Felter. She comes in from the top, and she catches. And you'll notice when she catches, we see something we never see in college lacrosse. She's going to catch with her feet planted, completely stopped. That gives the Eagle defender time to be able to position her and force her to the outside. Well, as she's forcing her to the outside, it really cuts off Felter's angle. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because with creative confidence, Felter hits the BTB, the behind-the-back goal, and sneaks one in. Now, this sophomore is showing the Heels that they don't need to fold on attack like they did in the Syracuse game. UNC attack has what it takes to compete with top 5 teams. The Heels just need to focus on stringing together 4 quarters of tight defense and strong offense.
The Heels will be back in action looking to put together a complete game on Saturday against Virginia Tech. It's nice being at the analysis board for a change. Thanks, Caroline.
Carolina went to battle against 6th-ranked Army on Saturday. The Tar Heels started off strong, taking the lead immediately. Shots like this from Owen Duffy, looping around the net and shooting into the left corner, helped Carolina maintain their lead throughout the first quarter. This straight shot directly into the net by Paul Barton brought the Heels up 7-5 at the half. The Heels continued their lead through the third quarter, where Owen Duffy scored this goal, again looping from behind the net. He had 5 in this game. Army finally caught up to the Heels with this shot by Gunnar Fellows, but Carolina came back strong with back-to-back goals. But history repeated itself for the Tar Heels as Army scored to take the lead with just 52 seconds left. Carolina ultimately fell 13-12. Before the game Saturday, the UNC men's lacrosse team hosted Military Appreciation Day to honor those who have served. Sarah Ellis has the story.
An audience of more than 3,400 welcomed the Golden Army Knights, who bore the state flag as well as the game ball. And during the national anthem, 4 Apache helicopters dominated the skies over Dorrance. During the game, several armored vehicles were displayed for the public, as well as several pieces of weaponry. After each quarter, the UNC ROTC recruits were recognized, as well as the Golden Knights.
What a great day to celebrate the men and women who serve our country and have served in the past. And I thought it was a beautiful day overall with the flyover and the parachute. It was a special day to celebrate our military.
I'm Sarah Ellis, reporting.
What a beautiful day it was indeed. Sadly, the Tar Heels could not pull off the win.
UNC's track and field team dashed over to NC State to compete in the Raleigh Relays. Sophomore Peyton Berryman set a new personal record of 3.95 meters to win the women's pole vault, and Spencer Williams also stood out in the field, securing a 5th place finish in the men's discus. Craig Sadler finished second in the men's 400-meter hurdles with an impressive 50.59 and helped the men's 4x400 take 5th.
The UNC men's tennis team hoped to send the Irish running back to Notre Dame on Wednesday. Carolina won the doubles point with Will Peters and Carl Poling winning 6-0. Moving on to singles, freshman Patrick Schoen finished first, completely dominating his opponent 6-love in the second set. Poling and Anuj Ratane quickly followed, both winning in straight sets. Peters won at number 5 singles that tipped Carolina's score over the edge and won the match. The Irish left without any gold as UNC won 4-0. It was senior day at the Chewing Tennis Center on Sunday afternoon as the Tar Heels took on the Louisville Cardinals. Carolina easily secured the doubles point. Singles victories from Patrick Schoen, Carl Poling, and Philip Jordan allowed the Heels to cruise by the Cardinals for a 4-0 win. Carolina will be back in action next Saturday when they take the short trip to Durham to take on Duke.
The UNC rowing team kicked off their 2024 season at the Sunshine State Invitational. Their varsity 4 placed 2nd overall, and the Tar Heels placed 7th in the varsity 8 and 5th in the second varsity 8. The Heels finished 4th as a team and will compete next in the George Washington Invitational in mid-April. The fastest racket sport in the world has a team right here at Carolina. Reporter Zoe Sinclair tells us it has created quite the community for our Tar Heels.
UNC's Badminton Club is an organization centered around community and having fun. The club connects people from all parts of the world and ethnic backgrounds who share the same passion and brings them all under one roof.
I love the club because I get to play on it like 3 days a week, and I also get to meet a lot of new people and also get to maintain my connections with a lot of my old friends. And yeah, I think just playing the sport and having fun while doing it is the best part of the club.
Anushka Ganesh has a unique experience within the club as her doubles partner is often her older sister, Advika. The sisters grew up playing badminton with their family and friends from home, and it's something that has always been a part of their lives. Coming to college, they wanted to continue their connection with the sport and have enjoyed playing with each other.
I think we made good partners just because our games are very different. So places where I lack, you're better at it.
Yeah.
So I feel like we work well together. And it's always fun also.
Yeah.
Whether you're sisters or complete strangers, looking for a new experience or want to reconnect with an old sport you love, all UNC students and staff can find a home on the regular or competitive badminton team. Even non-members are able to experience the world of badminton on Sundays during open play. UNC's Badminton Club is open to anyone of all ages and skill who just want to have a good time. I'm Zoe Sinclair reporting.
I know where I'll be this Sunday. I'll be heading to Fetzer Gym B with my water ready to play.
Although it was a bit of a down weekend for the Tar Heels, we still have 2 candidates for Sports Extra's Play of the Week. One comes from our usual suspects, Vance Honeycutt, and the other is from a first-time nominee, Darcy Felter of the women's lacrosse team. Let's go to Vance first. We have the walking highlight play himself, Vance Honeycutt. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Diamond Heels are up on the Demon Deacons 8-4. Air Honeycutt goes airborne to catch this ball, slams into the outfield wall, preventing the Deeks from getting any momentum to mount a potential comeback. Next up is Darcy Felter from the women's lacrosse team. With the Heels down in the 4th quarter against Boston College, Felter rips this behind the back goal and pulls the Heels within 6. You already know what to do. Go to our Instagram story to vote for your favorite play and tune in on Friday to see who won this week. But Josh, I hear you have an announcement to make.
Yes, Bella. Guys, I'm coming back for my 5th year. I'm going on one last ride here at Carolina. Hopefully RJ Davis does the same, but I've got to pull my best Armando Bake out, my best Leaky Black impression, and you should come along with me.
I think I will, but April Fools, we've been here for a little too long.
Way too long,
Way
guys.
too long, Josh. It's time for us to go.
That does it for this edition of Sports Extra. We'll be back on Friday with all of the highlights from another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics.